Yeah, with it. Hey, Dolly, good to see you.
Everyone has been deceived. Stop using toxic coated pans. This handcrafted, oil-free, non-stick cast iron pan tonight. Well, Mike Condell brought this up in the last week.
Oh man, I'm gonna load it up again.
Mike was predicting the war was going to start on Saturday. Remember, last Thursday. Well, Mike Condell brought this up in the last week's broadcast. Encounters, military encounters with these, whatever these are. You know, this is important because the timing of the Iranian war and the timing of the alien disclosure is
Hi,
very
Alpha, welcome
interesting.
back.
So that is going to be one of the things we talk about here in just a moment. And he'll be joining us here very, very soon. But those of you who just joined us, that is one of the topics. But of course, the Iranian war is a major topic anyway. I mean, we have to admit, with the Iranian war, the United States and Israel has 1 week ago today, the war hadn't even started. Here we are a week later, and the whole world is being turned upside down in parts of the Middle East, including the Ayatollah Ali Khamenei is dead, and his top 49 men are dead also. The Iranian Navy, the ships are sitting in the bottom of the sea. 33, the Navy is gone. The Iranian Air Force, completely decimated. Can't get a plane in the air if they have one left. And what about the nuclear capabilities? The bombs. Right now, the United States is using, they're on a campaign using B-2 bombers, stealth bombers, and they're dropping these bunker busting bombs right on the Iranians. This is very, 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 very intense situation. But the Iranians in this past this is day 6, they have been able to get missiles or killer drones.
Hey, bad, good to see you, mate.
Because they got it into Cyprus also. 12 different countries they have fired missiles or killer drones into. And those countries are, of course, Israel and the United Arab Emirates and Qatar, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Jordan, Oman, Bahrain, Lebanon, Turkey, and Cyprus. Everybody said that if Trump goes in and takes out the Ayatollah Ali Khomeini, it will create World War III. Everyone said that the Muslim monarchies and Muslim nations, Arab nations that surround Israel would come to Iran's aid and attack Israel in a all-out Middle East holy war. Everyone said that Donald Trump would wreck the world. The truth is, the Ayatollah Khomeini is dead. His top 49 men are dead. And none of the Arab nations have come to their aid. None. Matter of fact, Iran fired missiles at them. Insane. Nobody's seen that coming, or did they? And so there's a whole situation. I mean, think about this. So Gaza is, that whole Gaza thing, after the attack on Israel, guys, don't forget who started this whole thing. October 7th, 2023, when Hamas came, attacked Israel, killed over 1,200 people, butchered them, murdered them, baked them in ovens, killed them, abducted them, took 250 hostages, some of which were Americans. Half of them were killed in captivity. The United States didn't do anything. Israel did. Israel completely wiped out Gaza. And now, the United States and Israel are going to completely wipe out the Iranian regime, not the Iranian people. There will be a new government in Iran. I predict it will be established before the end of this year. And Trump says he will be involved in picking their new leader along with the Iranian people. So you got to know the CIA and Mossad are on the ground right now doing more than hunt down the enemy, but they're also looking for the friends. They're looking for who among the people could be instrumental enough to help rise up and help them establish a government. Meanwhile, Trump has already said, after Iran, he's going to Cuba. Not to bomb Cuba. Cuba's begging him already. No, to help Cuba be liberated. Maybe to set up their own new democracy or republic, but they're having an election with their own leader. He wants to help them economically. He wants to bring freedom back and peacefully see the end of the communist regime and the influence by Russia and China. He's already proven that's working in Venezuela, and he will get it done in Cuba as well. Maybe even Cuba becomes the 51st state of America. I'm for it. I actually think that's a good idea. Then Havana, you can go back to the Copa Cabana. Okay, you literally can. It would be flourishing with tourism and prosperity and blessings for the Cuban people. So we'll see. But the world has changed. But Mike from around the world may help us understand even greater how it's changed. Mike, if you're out there, we have sent the link to you just like last week. So you can come in, right in to the link. Actually, it sound better when you came through the link than on the phone, believe it or not. It even sounded better. So we're going to stay with that, okay? So I'm sure Mike's out there, and so he can go to his email, and he'll find his link and join us. Hey, Robo Mom, how you doing? Are you feeling better? And are you feeling good? Has Miss ZD's in the house? Miss ZD, she says, yes, it sounded very good. Thank you, Miss ZD. Hey, I just want to say hi to all of you. Vicky and Joseph and Rembrandt and Jeanette and Pamela from the House of the Lord Ministries is here. And 26678. Fingerboard, Willow, Debs. Now it's going fast. Okay, here they go. Alicia, JD. So everybody, cleanliness, everybody out there. Okay, good to see all of you that are joining us from all. Do this for me before Mike gets here. Type in where you're from, what state you're from, or what country you're from. Okay, not USA. If you
The backbone of the world isn't built in boardrooms. It's built out here, where real work gets done. You wire the lights, fix the leaks, and keep the world running.
I can't believe the sleep apnea pillow exists. So I almost made the dumbest mistake of my life. I got this contour pillow called Dorila Ergo. But honestly, I was ready to return it. I didn't expect it to make such a difference in how easily I could breathe at night. But before I was going to ship it back, I figured I'd give it a try, especially since I've already wasted a ton of money on traditional pillows that leave a gap between your shoulder and neck, throwing your head out of alignment and restricting your airways. That's when your breathing has to work harder all night just to get enough oxygen. But guys, this is the most comfortable pillow I have ever tried. I laid down, and it was like my airways finally opened up. No breathing struggles, no gasping, no morning headaches. That's when it hit me. I wasn't just keeping it. I needed to get more for my friends and family. I called up support right away, like, hey, can I still get in on that 70% off deal? They explained to me that normally this deal would be gone, but they've made a bit of a mistake and the deal is back. Apparently they completely sold out, but with the new season coming up, they panicked and doubled their production. Now their warehouse is overflowing and they need to clear out inventory fast. So they're running this insane deal, but once their stock gets back to normal, this deal is over. And trust me, Dorila Ergo isn't just another contour pillow. It's you.
If you're in the United States, just give me your
I'm just lining up the other channel that I'm going to play later on.
state. But if you're from any other country like Canada, the United Kingdom, okay, I see you. Arkansas, Tennessee, Missouri, Florida, Washington State, Mississippi, Texas, North Carolina, Louisiana, Idaho, Kentucky, Virginia, Washington, D.C., yes, West Virginia, Montana, Michigan, wow, Colorado in the house, New Jersey, Nova Scotia, Canada, another Canada, another Canada, another Canada, Indiana, Kentucky, Kansas City, Missouri, Alabama's in the house, Nebraska, they're from everywhere, Heidi. New Orleans is here. Okay, I guess New Orleans gets the count for Louisiana. South Dakota's in the house, San Diego, California, everybody's here today. Georgia, it's good to see all you guys from all over the world, okay? Illinois, Iowa, thank you guys. Mike Rundle's going to join us. We're going to talk about this alien disclosure. And really, Steven Spielberg's movie is coming out very soon. So is our webinar, okay? So is our webinar. Let's remind you again, our webinar on alien disclosure. Get your tickets tonight. L.A. Marzulli. It is one of the greatest presentations he's ever done. I mean, he is incredible. He walks you through the rungs of disclosure.
Yeah, I like L.A. Missouri. It's pretty safe.
The timeline of how this disclosure process started 7 years ago and where it is today and what's going to happen. Will President Donald Trump make an announcement about aliens? Stephen Bassett talks about that in this webinar. Stephen Bassett, for 35 years, has been in Washington, D.C. His office is 2 blocks from the Capitol, and he's been the lobbyist for the aliens. And so, Samuel Chung is really, really good in this. He's just a nice guy, such a super nice guy. And so L.A. Marzulli Standeo shows you the alien technology that he's re-engineering. He has 35 different teams around the world working on alien reverse engineering by Standeo happening. He shows you. Laura Eisenhower is in this. It's just really, really good. So get your tickets, guys. Go to our website at paulbaileyproperty.com. Get your tickets. When is the webinar? March 20th. What? March 20th. So that's coming up and coming up fast. Okay, coming up very fast. Matter of fact, I should put the date on there. Why didn't I put the date on there? I'll do that right now. March 20th, right, Heidi? March 20th, 2026, okay, is the webinar. So, I don't know. How do you fix that? Can you fix it? I don't know if I can or not. Probably not. Probably not. Probably can't. Trying to fix it on the fly. I don't think I'm capable. Are you serious, Paul? Sure you're capable, aren't you? No. Try something else. I'm gonna do it the Heidi Begley way. Oh. The Heidi Begley way might have worked. Mike from the World's gonna join us any moment here, guys. Any moment. Any moment.
Give us a song then, Paul.
Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. I am curious to what Mike really meant about this, and how does it tie in together. So Mike, if you're watching right now, please go to your email. Your link is there, and let's do it just like last week. Matter of fact, everybody said it sounds so much better when you came to the link. I know you have to set up the security apparatuses for that. So Mike will be joining us here any moment. We'll give him a moment to get here. But yeah, the war in Iran, yeah, it's got everybody messed up. But there's other stuff going on. There's other stuff going on, like we talked about. The Russian war with Ukraine is expanding. Of course, the war with Iran has expanded to 12 other nations because Iran fired missiles at 12 other nations. The United States, they just announced they started a new campaign of now B-2 bombers and stealth bombers that they're dropping right now in Iran. Those of you joining us tonight, welcome. Mike from the World should be here any moment. And as he comes in tonight, we've got a lot of questions for him. He brought up last week, he made two very significant statements. He made a lot of great statements, but one of them was the war was probably going to start on Saturday, and it did. And number two, the war in Iran, how it's linked to alien disclosure. What does that mean? We're wanting to go in depth. Is he talking about some kind of portal? Is he talking about a Stargate technology? Yes, Mike, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good.
Oh, you sound great tonight. Sounds
Excellent.
great. All right, Mike, so tell me something. You predicted it. You said last Thursday, a lot has happened since last Thursday when you said, it's a good possibility the war could start on Saturday, and it did. And before we get into your alien question, you threw that out there, and I didn't go anywhere with it. I said, no, we ain't got enough time to go down that path. Before we go down the question about how could the Iranian war be tied to an alien invasion or an alien disclosure, let's talk about where we're at right now in the war with Iran. Can you give us a recap of where it's at and where it's going?
Well, we're in the process of destroying more of their missile launchers. There's an active hunt, right, to get those and to limit their capability as far as some of the other operations that will soon take place. So we need to get those launchers out of place. You wouldn't believe how many launchers they actually had. For the sake of public politics, I won't go into numbers, but they have an unbelievable amount of launchers. And but our guys are doing their job.
Is that partly why President Trump said this campaign could take 4 or 5 weeks? Is that part of the reason?
Yeah. He also added that he added some more time to it.
Right.
It could possibly take. There's some unknown factors that are on, right? Unknown factors. And so some are being discovered now. And there's some other players like Putin and Kim Jong-un and Xi, right? They got together again and had communications.
and lots of chatter going on between those guys. So this would be a developing situation into some anticipated things. Ukrainian soldiers, some of those soldiers, if the Russian front cools down a bit, they have promised to deploy to the Middle East.
Wow.
And the Kurds
On which
are,
side? On
yeah,
which side?
well, that's for us. That's so that they can actually begin to take down some of those Iranian drones, right?
Okay.
Now,
So,
but
yeah,
that
no,
should tell everybody something. That should tell you something here, that something different is happening here, because already they've had too many munitions, right? They've also breached our air defenses a few times. And their strategy is to continue to launch these cheap drones, right? And some of these cheaper missiles to cause us to chew up our supply of air defense missiles. That's what they're doing. That's what they always do. Of course, we have microwave nets and laser nets and several other defense weapons that are doing a pretty good job. But there are no promises as far as casualties are concerned. It is war. It is war. There's some messy things that have happened, and it will no doubt we'll have some messier times. But that's war. You know, that's war. That's the strategy going forward, is to really deplete their military, decimate their navy, so that they have nothing to launch at anybody else. And at that time, everybody will have greater leverage to be able to discuss things with them on a different level altogether, without the threat of them, going after our bases and other nations. Now, Iran, they've been talking a lot, just about every day, that Iran has been hitting U.S. Interests all over the place. Now, I have to add this part. They've been pretty precise, too.
Yeah.
Pretty precise. Because what they've been doing is naming where they're going to hit first, right? To some of these nations. And that's where they land. So you're dealing with a country who does have a technological advantage, even over some of the other nations. There's still some unknown factors. Those guys are sneaky. And to really have a good idea of who you're dealing with, and to actually make that ultimate connection with the disclosure, we have to go all the way back to Genesis 6. Something I have to clarify. It should help everybody understand with minimal words exactly what's taking place. Because it's a spiritually serious issue that a lot of people are aware of. Even some of the secular people know this is an issue, and that's saying something. Imagine a person who is not really a Christian, but they've been deployed to the Middle East, and they know about the spiritual problem. I'm going to call it a problem, right? So to better understand that, we had to go back to Genesis 6. These, and of course, the book of Enoch, a lot of people, they may not know about the book of Enoch or may not fully subscribe to it, but it is more of a complementary book of history from a viewpoint of what happened with the Nephilim. And the story is when the fallen angels came down and mated with women, they bare children. Men of renown, great men, giants. Same thing David fought. The same thing Joshua went against. These were third, fourth, fifth, sixth generation Nephilim. But when they died, there's a declaration upon them. When they died, because they were both angel and mankind, not sanctioned by the living God, they were to be bound to the earth, trapped to this earth, roaming this earth, and they would be known as evil spirits. So that would be many of the demons people have been encountering, many of those familiar spirits, things of that nature. Okay, so keep that in mind. That means Hannibal, right? Many of the wars that we had in the past, all these nations that were against the living God were essentially overrun by them, right? So you had a lot of people who operated by the spirits of these Nephilim. How does that work?
It's time. Hey, young buck, you want to be honest? Yeah. These here mongrels.
With wOR, gain insights into how you train, sleep, and recover. See trends based on your cycle phases and understand how your daily habits connect to your.
Even today, and it also has to do with chimeras and cloning. Even today, you have families, of course, that designate children for a duality, a spirit.
Holy heck.
So to understand, you have to understand what they've been doing with chimeras. With chimeras, which is essentially an animal mixed with another species, and there are folks online who have gone into this. But I'm going to give you a hint about something maybe that's not well known. When they mix the DNA of these creatures, and geneticists, they've been highly successful in this. In fact, they poured more than $40 billion, $50 billion into chimeric research. And that's a big statement.
That's serious. I mean,
Yeah,
okay.
it's the USA. It's the USA into
USA.
chimeric research.
Okay.
So very specific. What they found was they can mix the species will grow up into the zygote stage. But as soon as these creatures are born, they take one breath and die. Every single time. Just one breath. Every time. Not sometimes, every single time. So they just die. They brought in some of these folks who were involved in some of the late NASA programs to solve this issue because they were connected with the Germans and some of them were Germans. So they knew the method of evoking spirits, right?
Yep.
They actually evoke the spirits or attract the spirits of the Nephilim. When the spirits of the Nephilim are close to one of these creatures, it can enter into that creature if it chooses, and that creature will live, right? That's what happens.
Are you talking about now, Mike? Are you talking about so they track the evil spirits, or
they attract them? They have ceremonies to attract them. That's what
Okay, the ceremonies attract them.
Yeah. That's what
Okay.
That's what some of the weirdos were doing, and I know people like Von Braun, but he was a weirdo. He was one of the guys involved in this, and he was actually he was in a high position involving. Witchcraft, we call it witchcraft. He was one of the guys. Anyway, they knew how to do this. There are families who do the same thing. They designate their children to be vessels of Nephilim. They know about this, and it's all over the earth. Now, just so folks understand where I'm going with this, I'm going to read something, Pastor Paul, real quick.
Go right ahead.
I'm going to read something. Matthew 12:43 states, when an unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and findeth none. Many saith, I will return to the house from whence I came out, and when he is come, he findeth empty, swept, and garnished. Then goeth he, and taketh with himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of the man is worse than the first. Even so shall it be also unto this wicked generation. Jesus just told us something. That the majority of the wicked generation, this wicked generation, is going to be inhabited by non-human spirits, the Nephilim, demonic entities. That would explain the high state of morality in the world, but it gets worse. Even the secular people know it's a concentration of this in the Middle East.
In the Middle East.
In the Middle East, it is thick with Nephilim, right? You could call it their home turf.
Okay, because that's where they fell, right? I mean, Mike, that's where they fell, right? I mean, even Enoch told us that at least 200 of these fallen angels landed there. But this is the land where they congregated. This is why Joshua had to fight all those tribes when the children of Israel went into Canaan. All right, so continue.
So you think of a nation full of these things, right? And we're not just talking some dumb demonic entities. We're talking about demonic entities that used to run kingdoms.
Yeah.
The demonic entities that possessed Hannibal, that possessed all these warlords of the past, right? So you find those characteristics in Iran. So, based on the principle Jesus gave us, what happens when you dislodge a spirit from its home? It's going to go out and
gotta find
a
another-
rest.
Yeah, it's got to find another host.
That's
Gotta
right.
find-
So we're going to see something in Iran, and this is something they know all too well. It happened in Afghanistan. It happened with the Taliban, right? As the Taliban soldiers were taken out, something was happening to coalition forces. Something was happening. That's why a lot of people come back with PTSD.
So you're saying that in Kandahar, and like I've told the story before with my son and the Canadian soldiers in Kandahar, Afghanistan. So you're saying that in that area there was encounters, or did they find a portal or some type of?
They had
stargate?
passage on all levels. Now they're definitely these demonic spirits, right? Remember, they can
Yeah.
manifest. They can manifest into numerous things. They
Yeah.
themselves can do this. So it's very difficult to tell. And that's why people see craft, they'll appear and disappear. It probably is not a craft. It's probably one of them manifesting, creating desire within a human being. And once that human being has a desire, it says, "Oh, let's see that again." They begin to open up dialogue with a demonic entity they're not aware of. If that continues, that demonic entity will wreak havoc in their life. Now, a demonic entity, when it wreaks havoc, that's home to them. That's exactly what they're looking for, right?
Right.
But in the Middle East, it's very thick. It's very thick, so that people change quickly in the Middle East. A lot of people go over there, they can't explain what they're feeling. Many troops, hardened troops, are frightened of certain night operations. They've encountered things they can't explain. There's stories upon stories upon stories of giants, things, all sorts of things, right? So it's the concentration of these things in the Middle East, specifically in Iran. Iran was killing close to 5,000 to 10,000 people per day or per week, right? Right? Per week.
How many people do we? I mean, the media is now sticking with this number 30,000 or so.
And well, that's well below what it actually is. That's well, even before the media even, it's kind of like this war, right? We did lose some troops, right? You have
Yes.
people complaining about the 6 troops they know about, and they have forgotten about the 1,000 we lost the month prior and the month prior to that. So thousands of soldiers have fallen because of Iran, right? This is a yearly thing. But these guys are vicious and bloodthirsty. They're not going to change. They are deviants at the highest level, right? And they're all over the world. Iran is just not in Iran. Iran is Russia. Iran is North Korea. Iran is China. That's what we're dealing with right now.
Yeah.
With what's happening right now, that concentration is going to be dispersed everywhere. Now, what will be the proof in the pudding, so to speak? We're going to see the activities of Iran begin to spread. That same mentality begin to spread, right? There are already groups forming because the Ayatollah is dead, by the way. I reminded people on COT what Ayatollah actually is. That's actually their God, right? That's a God title is what that is.
Right.
Now they take that serious. So the USA just killed their God. Okay.
Yeah.
And there are already people rising that are bowing some things. Now we're talking, the Ayatollah was nice compared to some of the folks who are sitting in the background. They're far worse, but no conscience. None. They're absolutely given over to darkness. And that will begin to spread. Many people know this here in America, right? So if that spreads, if that sort of mentality begins to spread, people are going to notice this. That means people are going to see more and more lights, things. They're going to see a whole bunch of things, right? I guess you could say game on. People are going to be hyper aware of strangeness. And
Okay, let me ask you.
you're going to have to confront that strangeness, right? Because
let me ask you about that.
Yes.
So in other words, there's been a lot of UFO UFO encounters, sightings, testimonies of abduction. But what you're saying is that because of this war and the scattering of the Iranians, and that specifically says that in Jeremiah 49, there won't be one country on the planet where the Iranians, and I'm not talking about all the Iranian people, I'm talking about the regime, the leftovers of the regime that get spread around the world. Are you saying that that's going to increase the number of alien encounters or UFOs or things people see that are unexplainable? It's going to increase globally.
Yeah, it'll be like a virus spreading, high strangeness everywhere. It'll be very visible. Yeah, in fact, by everybody listening tonight, if they're really listening, they would likely be surprised how many people do not respond to the increase in